really nice. They adjusted the stand. I was a little freaked out about that. Bit of a technophobe here because I'm an art historian. So essentially that means I'm a glorified storyteller. And who doesn't like a good story? Assholes. Which is my response to a lot of things that people potentially don't like that I like. So why do a PhD in art history? A lot of people wonder this and ask me about it a lot of the time, including my parents. So my father really wanted me to study medicine, despite never having shown any aptitude for the sciences in school. But he's Eastern European, so it seemed respectable, which was very important to him. But then he realized that if I got a PhD, I'd still be a doctor. So, true story. I know. But tragically, when you're in that situation, which all academics imagine, and there's someone who goes, "Doctor, is there a doctor?" And someone is there, blood gushing. I watch a lot of zombie movies. And mouth foaming, and they're spazzing a little. They're not becoming the undead, but something is happening, unless it is the zombie apocalypse. When they ask for a doctor, I know what they imagine, because let's talk about the dialectics of the body in contemporary art. Not going to help them. But it's really okay, guys, because I've seen all Grey's Anatomy. So I was at a conference recently, and there was this amazing paper on urban exploration. It was really thrilling, and afterwards I walked up to the person who gave it and I said, "The moment I saw the word decay in your presentation, my heart leapt." And she looked really uncomfortable. So you might wonder, what is it that I research? I research nothing. Or more specifically, things which turn into nothing. I specialize in temporary artworks. It's a thing, guys. Things which are created with a limited shelf life. So often they're made out of organic materials or they self-destruct. It's really cool. So I'll give you an example. There's this artist I really admire called Anya Galaccio, who creates lots of things that decay. Love it. And she has a piece coming up quite soon at Jupiter Artland in Edinburgh. You should all go. If you're not into art, it's cool. They have pygmy donkeys. Everyone likes miniature-sized animals, right? Except assholes. So the piece is called Stroke, and it's a room covered in chocolate, which is totally exciting, unless you're diabetic, and it's just cruel. And so her work really demonstrates how what is beautiful and delicious often becomes putrid and really gross. And so this piece will change in the next coming months, and that's the purpose of it. And so the big question, of course, is chocolate-covered room in Scotland. How long will it take before they deep fry it? But really, I mean, in the end, basically everything goes. I'm a pretty chipper kind of gal, but I'd like all of you to take a moment right now and look at the person to your right. Those of you who aren't doing it, I'm waiting. That person is going to die. Now I would like you to take a look at the person to your left. You know where this is going. Yeah, that person is also going to die. We are all going to die, guys. Yeah, shit, right? Facts of fucking life. That's why you do a PhD. But so we're all going to die, guys, and artworks aren't that different. Material degrades and ideas fade. The question is whether we embrace it or not, and my research specifically looks at how we sustain legacy without the actual physical thing. Totally exciting stuff. So what other kinds of things do I research? What are the things that make my heart sing? Yeah, guys, it's happening. For those of you who aren't sure about this, neither am I. Foodstuffs like peanut butter spread on the floor. Installations of cut flowers, wilting and weeping galore. Acid action painting. Ice sculptures draining. These are a few of my favorite things. Drawings made of dust. Sculptures that rust. If it rots or it molds. Self-destructs or unfolds. are a few of my favorite things. So basically, guys, I am Wednesday Addams all grown up. So to explain why I am such a dark little creature that's embraced Technicolor, I am the most perfect Bourgeois-like product of my environment, which is a very fancy way of saying apple did not fall far from the tree. First thing my father gave my mother was the skull of a bat. I know, this really happened. This would have put off most women, but it won my mother's heart because she loves bats. I know. So, I mean, if you go to my childhood home, the first thing you'll probably spot is something that I early on fondly dubbed the Cabinet of Death, which is a metal contraption of beauty filled with some of the macabre discoveries my parents have made over the years, including various sized animal skulls and my dad's very extensive knife collection. As you can imagine, bringing gentlemen companions home has always been interesting. So, I mean, to set the scene, a guy enters through our midnight blue front door, and the first thing he actually probably notices is the variously sized collection of stuffed pike heads above the coat stand. And then he'll spot the Cabinet of Death, but he's distracted by this piercing little warrior cry. That's when Nigdi comes skulking back past. He's the household cat / demon. See, Nigdi's a sphinx, which means that he's bald, and he incidentally also looks like something from the third ring of hell. I would show you a picture, but Nigdi is like the queen in many ways, including the fact that he's much more attractive in real life. The selfie's done a huge disservice to many of us who aren't very photogenic, including my cat. But so, to avoid Nigdi's sort of demonic glare, the guy will look for some source of comfort. All they have is the Cabinet of Death, so they take it. And as they start exploring the contents, they first see some pretty innocent things. Some pygmy-sized sealskin boots my brother used to walk in as a toddler. Then these weird-looking ceramic blobs, those would be the whale's teeth. And then they sort of start twitching a little. That's when I can see that they're glancing over the skulls. And then they come to a positive standstill. And they look at me. It's when they've seen the big bowl of knives. They go, "Those your dad's?" At which point I'm positively beaming, and I go, "Yeah." Carved a lot of the handles himself. He's great with a knife. And they look increasingly uncomfortable. At which point I realize, not the one for me. Pretty obvious. It's my destiny to date a pirate. Or a ninja. Or a ninja pirate. Yeah, that's right. So on the theme of the amorous, can't save lives with my PhD, but that's why I have Grey's Anatomy. But I found that my PhD topic is a very good way of warding off amorous advances. So, for instance, on the dance floor, there's something you should know about me, which is that, other than being Wednesday Addams all grown up in Technicolor, I, in response to the killer's existential question, am decidedly a dancer. When James Brown comes on and demands, because he always demands, that I get up off of that thing, I'm busting a move. I'm not in the corner politely tapping my feet. So on such an occasion, when I was at a dive bar, best kind of bar, with my little sister back home, I was busting a move. And accidentally caught someone's eye, didn't mean to, we've all been there. So he approaches me more confidently than strictly necessary. And he says, "What's your name, beautiful?" And winning line, I was ready to drop my pants right there. And so the thing is, since I'm from the South, I'm incapable of not talking to people. It's like the opposite of being from Edinburgh. So I talk to everyone all the time. And I couldn't stop this. And so he seemed encouraged by my response and goes, "Are you playing?" I said, it doesn't really matter. And he goes, "Are you playing hard to get?" I said, "No." And continue dancing. And he goes, "So what is it that you do?" I thought, okay, gotta cut this short. Going for it. I channeled Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, and I gave him my steely glaze, and I said, "I study death and decay." I left out, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." Or in the case of my research, "If it dematerializes, I can study it." And he didn't actually seem dissuaded, which makes him either the biggest creep or my soulmate. Maybe this guy was my ninja pirate. Thanks, guys.